Behind the ornate facades and grand ceremonies of the Vatican lie centuries of closely guarded mysteries.
The Vatican, which they acknowledge exists, extraterrestrial contacts that the Catholic Church has recorded and knows happened, but is keeping a secret.
From ancient artifacts to confidential documents, the vaults contain untold stories that have shaped history.
The Vatican archives, whenever they're going to be opened, are going to reveal extraordinary levels of details.
Embark on a journey into the shadows as we uncover the hidden truths, controversial decisions, and enigmatic relics that the Vatican has kept from public view, raising questions about faith, power, and the very foundations of religious institutions. Number 25. Vatican Apostolic Archive. Nestled within the hallowed walls of Vatican City lies a treasure trove of secrets spanning over a millennium. The Vatican Apostolic Archive, established in 1612, is not just a collection of dusty old papers. It's a portal to the hidden history of the Catholic Church and the world at large. Consider this: 53 miles of shelving filled with documents dating back to the 18th century. From papal bulls to letters from Michelangelo, this vast repository holds the keys to unlocking some of history's greatest mysteries. But what lies beneath the surface? What dark secrets are tucked away in these ancient tomes? For centuries, the Vatican kept a tight grip on these archives, allowing only a select few to peer into their depths. Conspiracy theorists have long speculated about what might be hidden within: evidence of extraterrestrial life, proof of biblical events, the truth about the Church's most controversial moments. In recent years, the Vatican has made efforts to digitize and modernize the archive, slowly opening its doors to researchers from around the world. But skeptics argue that this is just a smokescreen, a way to control the narrative while keeping the real secrets under lock and key. Among the whispered rumors are tales of documents that could shake the foundations of Christianity itself. Some claim the archive holds evidence that Jesus was married or that Mary Magdalene was an apostle. Others believe there are records of the Church's dealings with Nazi Germany or proof of the true extent of the Inquisition's brutality. But it's not just religious history at stake. The archive also contains correspondence with world leaders, potentially revealing backroom deals and political machinations that shape the course of nations. From the rise and fall of empires to the inner workings of modern governments, the Vatican's influence reaches far beyond the realm of faith. Number 24. The Secret Books of Moses. Some ancient texts hidden deep in the Vatican's heavily guarded archives hold secrets that have the power to completely change our perception of biblical history. These are the so-called secret books of Moses, esoteric compositions ascribed to the mythical prophet that are noticeably missing from the pages of your average Bible. Think you know the whole story of Moses? These hidden manuscripts are said to contain knowledge so powerful and earth-shattering that they've been kept under lock and key for centuries. But why? What truths lie within these forbidden pages that the Church doesn't want you to see? Among these enigmatic texts are the Book of Enoch, the Book of Jubilees, and the Testament of Moses. Each one promises to unveil mysteries that could challenge the very foundations of religious doctrine. The Book of Enoch, for instance, delves into the realm of fallen angels and their offspring, a tale barely hinted at in Genesis, but explored in vivid, unsettling detail here. Scholars have long sought access to these writings, believing they hold the key to understanding ancient mystical practices and hidden spiritual truths. Some even claim these texts contain instructions for communicating with celestial beings or manipulating the forces of nature, knowledge deemed too dangerous for the masses. But the Vatican maintains an iron grip on these manuscripts. While they've slowly opened portions of their archives to researchers, the most tantalizing texts remain frustratingly out of reach. This secrecy has only fueled speculation about what the Church might be hiding. Are there prophecies within these pages that the Vatican fears might come true? Do they reveal a different version of biblical events that contradicts official Church teachings? Or perhaps they contain evidence of extraterrestrial influence on early human civilization, a theory that's gained traction among some researchers. The allure of these secret writings extends beyond religious circles. Historians, linguists, and even cryptographers have all expressed interest in studying these texts, believing they could shed light on ancient cultures and lost knowledge. Number 23. St. Peter's Crypt. St. Peter's Crypt, also known as the Vatican Necropolis, is a secret world hidden beneath the majesty of St. Peter's Basilica, cloaked in mystery and intrigue. This is not just any burial ground. This underground maze is a secret repository of knowledge that the Vatican has been hiding for centuries. As you descend into the depths of this ancient necropolis, you're stepping back in time to the very foundations of Christianity. But what lies beneath the polished marble and gilded statues of the basilica above? The answer might shock you. At the heart of this underground maze is said to be the final resting place of St. Peter himself, the rock upon which the entire Catholic Church was built. This is where things start to get interesting, though. The Vatican has long remained silent regarding the specifics of what they have discovered below ground. Excavations in the 1940s unearthed a complex web of tombs, mausoleums, and artifacts dating back to ancient Roman times. But amidst these pagan burials, archaeologists claim to have discovered something extraordinary. Bones they believe belong to the Apostle Peter. Yet the Church has never definitively confirmed this, leading many to wonder, what are they hiding? Some speculate that the true findings in the crypt could shake the very foundations of Christianity. Are there inscriptions that contradict biblical accounts? Evidence of early Christian practices that don't align with modern doctrine? Or perhaps something even more earth-shattering, proof that challenges the traditional narrative of Peter's martyrdom? The Vatican's tight control over access to the crypt only fuels these suspicions. While limited tours are allowed, many areas remain off-limits to the public and even to most researchers. What secrets lie in these restricted zones? Adding to the intrigue are reports of strange phenomena within the necropolis. Visitors have described inexplicable cold spots, ghostly whispers, and even apparitions. Are these merely the products of overactive imaginations, or is there something supernatural at play in these ancient corridors? As we peel back the layers of history in St. Peter's Crypt, we're left with more questions than answers. What truths are buried alongside the bones of the faithful? And how far will the Vatican go to keep its darkest secrets hidden from the world? The answers may lie just beneath our feet in the shadowy depths of St. Peter's Crypt, a place where the line between faith and fact blurs and where the Vatican's most closely guarded mysteries remain tantalizingly out of reach. Number 22. Freemasons. Hidden handshakes, secret symbols, and shadowy rituals. Welcome to the world of Freemasonry, the fraternal order that's been giving the Vatican nightmares for centuries. But what's really going on behind the closed doors of these two powerful institutions? Buckle up, because this rivalry is more twisted than a Dan Brown novel. It all kicked off in 1738 when Pope Clement XII dropped the hammer on Freemasonry, declaring it a big no for Catholics. But here's the million-dollar question. Why was the church so spooked by a bunch of guys in funny aprons? Some say it's because the Masons were pushing dangerous ideas like equality and religious tolerance, radical stuff back then. Others whisper about occult practices and pagan rituals that would make a priest's collar wilt. But the truth might be even more explosive. Despite the public beef, there's evidence of some serious under-the-table dealings between high-ranking church officials and Masonic lodges. It's like a cosmic game of chess, with pawns in both camps making moves that would shock the faithful. Fast forward to the 19th century and the plot thickens. Pope Leo XIII drops a bombshell encyclical, basically calling Freemasonry the root of all evil. The big picture, though, is that some historians contend that politics played a larger role in this than religion. Was the church employing the Masons as a handy scapegoat to draw attention away from its own issues? Now in the 21st century, you'd think this old feud would be ancient history. The Vatican's still giving Freemasonry the side eye, but the battleground has shifted. These days, it's less about secret handshakes and more about clashing worldviews. This is where things get really juicy, though. There are still rumors circulating about a Masonic secret lodge hidden deep within the Vatican, right under the Pope's nose. This mysterious organization, known by the codename Propaganda Do, was said to have influence at the top of Italian society and possibly even within the church. Number 21. Witch to Saint. Even Hollywood screenwriters would be surprised by this plot twist, which goes from the stake to sainthood. But in the corridors of the Vatican, this surreal metamorphosis is not fiction. It is a sordid episode in church history that has been skillfully altered, making us wonder who else among the saints could be a witch. Let's talk about Joan of Arc, the poster child for this bizarre phenomenon. 1 minute, she's being roasted alive as a heretic and witch. Fast forward a few centuries and boom, she's Saint Joan, complete with a holy day and everything. But Joan's not alone in this supernatural switcheroo. The Vatican's got a whole secret playbook for turning yesterday's witches into today's saints. It's like a cosmic game of oops my bad that spans centuries. The truly bizarre part is that the church hires a team of devout detectives to look into these long-ago cases, sorting through old testimonies and dusty records to determine whether or not that witch was truly touched by the divine. They are like the CSY of canonization. To be honest, though, this goes beyond simply updating the record. It is like damage control for the stars. How many witches are still stuck in historical purgatory for every saint that makes headlines? The Vatican is attempting to keep the system intact while carefully extracting the oops cases in a high-stakes game of spiritual Jenga. The most exciting part is that this process is still ongoing. Right now, in some shadowy corner of the Vatican, there might be a file on a condemned witch who's up for a holy makeover. It's like a supernatural version of Extreme Makeover. Number 20. Saint Bernard, the Virgin Mary. Hold on to your rosaries, folks, because we're about to dive into one of the Vatican's most intriguing obsessions, the bizarre relationship between Saint Bernard of Clairvaux and the Virgin Mary. Meet Bernard, the 12th century French monk who took Marian devotion to a whole new level. We're talking about a guy who was so into the Virgin Mary that he makes modern-day superfans look like casual observers. But here's where it gets weird. Bernard's writings about Mary were so intense, so let's say passionate, that they've raised eyebrows for centuries. In his sermons, Bernard described Mary in terms that would make a romance novelist blush. He called her the neck of the church, connecting the head to the body. But wait, there's more. Bernard's visions of Mary were so vivid and personal that some historians have wondered if there was more going on than just spiritual devotion. They've plastered his Marian musings all over their art and doctrine. But what are they not telling us about Bernard's relationship with Mary? Some scholars argue that Bernard's writings laid the groundwork for some of the Church's most controversial Marian doctrines, like the Immaculate Conception. It's like he was the Steve Jobs of Mariology, dreaming up concepts that would reshape Catholicism for centuries to come. Bernard claimed to have experienced a vision where he actually drank milk from Mary's breast. Yes, you heard that right. The Church has done some serious PR work to spin this as a purely symbolic act. Number 19. God's Banker. Money, murder, and the mafia. It sounds like the plot of a Hollywood blockbuster, but this is the real-life saga of Roberto Calvi, the man known as God's Banker. And let us tell you, this story's got more twists than a plate of spaghetti. Visualize this. The chairman of Banco Ambrosiano, Calvi, is seen swinging from London's Blackfriars Bridge in 1982, his pockets full of bricks and cash. Calvi wasn't just any banker. He was the Vatican's go-to money man, with his fingers in more holy pies than you can count. But beneath the surface of Banco Ambrosiano lurked a cesspool of dirty deals, mob connections, and enough skeletons to fill St. Peter's Basilica. As the facade crumbled, Calvi found himself at the center of a financial hurricane that threatened to expose the darkest secrets of the Vatican's piggy bank. We're talking billions in missing funds, shady offshore accounts, and enough dirty laundry to keep the Pope's washing machine running for eternity. Calvi wasn't just tied to the church, he was also allegedly in bed with the mafia and a shadowy Masonic lodge called Propaganda Do. It's like a conspiracy theorist's wet dream come to life. So when Calvi turned up dead, the questions started flying faster than communion wafers on Easter Sunday. A mafia hit? Or did the Vatican decide their banker knew too much? The official verdict flip-flopped more times than a politician during election season. As investigators dug deeper, they uncovered a web of corruption that reached the highest levels of the Vatican. We're talking cardinals, bishops, and maybe even the Pope himself caught up in a financial scandal that makes Enron look like a kid's lemonade stand. To this day, the full truth about Calvi's death and the Vatican's involvement remains buried deeper than the catacombs. But one thing's for sure. In the unholy trinity of God, money, and power, God's banker learned the hard way that sometimes the most dangerous secrets are the ones hidden in plain sight. Number 18. The Vatican Elephant. You thought the Vatican was all about crucifixes and holy water? Think again. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, literally. That's right. We're diving into the bizarre world of the Vatican elephant, a symbol so weird it makes the Holy Spirit dove look downright boring. Now you might be wondering, what's an elephant doing in the Pope's backyard? Well, buckle up, because this trunk-twisting tale is wilder than a jungle safari. It all starts with a massive obelisk smack in the middle of St. Peter's Square. And here's the really exciting part. It is not on a fancy pedestal. It looks like it is sitting on a stone elephant's back. This isn't just any old elephant, mind you. It's a creation of the famous sculptor Bernini, commissioned by Pope Alexander VII in the 17th century. But why an elephant? Was the Pope having some kind of exotic pet phase? The truth is even stranger. This elephant, known as Minerva's chick, is supposed to represent wisdom, strength, and piety. It's like the Vatican decided to mash up Dumbo with Solomon and throw in a dash of St. Francis for good measure. Some scholars believe this elephant is a nod to ancient Egyptian wisdom, which the Church was trying to co-opt. Others say it's a sly reference to the Pope's family crest. Either way, it's clear the Vatican was playing some serious symbolic chess here. And it doesn't stop there. Dig a little deeper and you'll find elephants popping up all over Vatican art and architecture. There are elephant tapestries, elephant fountains, and even elephant-themed papal apartments. It's like the whole place went on an artistic safari and never came back. But what's the Vatican really trying to tell us with all these elephants? Is it a secret code? A hidden message about church power? Or maybe, just maybe, it's proof that even the holiest of institutions can't resist a good gimmick. Number 17. The Fascist Pope. This is one of the most contentious periods in the Church's history. Now, before you start clutching your rosaries, let's unpack this explosive nickname. Picture this. It's World War II. The world's on fire. And who's sitting on the throne of St. Peter? None other than Eugenio Pacelli, better known as Pope Pius XII. But while Hitler's goose-stepping across Europe and millions are being shipped off to death camps, our man Pius is, well, let's just say he's not exactly shouting from the rooftops. Critics blast Pius as the Pope who kept silent while the Holocaust raged on. They paint a picture of a pontiff more concerned with protecting church property than saving Jewish lives. And let's not forget his cozy chats with Mussolini talk about keeping questionable company. But hold your horses, because this story's got more layers than a Vatican lasagna. Pius's defenders argue he was playing 4D chess, working behind the scenes to save thousands of Jews. They claim his silence was strategic, preventing even worse Nazi retaliation. So was Pius a fascist sympathizer or a secret hero? The jury's still out, but here's where it gets juicy. The Vatican's been sitting on a treasure trove of wartime documents, and they've only recently started cracking open those archives. It's like a historical bomb waiting to go off. Some of these newly released papers suggest Pius knew about the Holocaust way earlier than previously thought. Others hint at secret negotiations with the Nazis. It's enough to make Dan Brown's head spin. But here's the million-dollar question. What else is the Vatican hiding about Pius? Are there smoking gun documents that could settle this debate once and for all? And why has the Church been so tight-lipped about this chapter of its history? As researchers dig deeper into the Vatican's secret stash, one thing's for sure, the story of the fascist Pope is far from over. It's a reminder that even in the hallowed halls of St. Peter's, the line between saint and sinner can be blurrier than a vodka martini. Number 16. The Jar of Manna. Ladies and gentlemen, step right up to witness one of the Vatican's most enigmatic treasures, the Jar of Manna. No, we're not talking about some mystical power-up from your favorite video game. Picture this. Tucked away in some secret Vatican vault is a jar supposedly filled with the same heavenly bread that kept Moses and his crew fed during their 40-year desert road trip. That's right, we're talking about honest-to-God manna from heaven. The shocking part is that no one appears to be certain of the jar's origin. Now you might be thinking, come on, it's just an old jar with some stale bread, right? Wrong. In Vatican circles, this isn't just any old piece of Tupperware. It's a symbol more powerful than a papal bull and more mysterious than the Pope's Twitter password. The Church claims this jar is a direct link to the big man upstairs, proof that God's got our backs even when we're wandering lost in the wilderness. It's like a cosmic care package that's been kicking around for thousands of years. Despite its supposed importance, the Vatican's been pretty tight-lipped about this holy honeypot. There are no public viewings, no fancy displays, not even a gift shop keychain. It's like they're playing a celestial game of hide-and-seek with one of their most prized possessions. So what's the deal? Is the Vatican really sitting on a jar of ancient MREs, or is this just a glorified piece of Bible fan fiction? Some skeptics argue it's all smoke and mirrors, a relic cooked up to add some pizzazz to the Church's collection. Others swear it's the real deal, preserved by nothing short of a miracle. Number 15. The Beatus Apocalypse. The Beatus Apocalypse is a compilation of manuscripts so surreal that they resemble Disney films more than your typical horror film. Picture this. It's the Dark Ages, and while most of Europe is fumbling around by candlelight, some seriously twisted monks are cooking up the medieval equivalent of a graphic novel. But we're not talking superheroes here. Oh no. We're talking full-on, fire and brimstone, end-of-the-world madness. These Beatus manuscripts, named after a Spanish monk with a flair for the dramatic, are like the fever dreams of a medieval metal band. We're talking vibrant illustrations of the Four Horsemen that would make Albrecht Dürer weep, and depictions of the Last Judgment that could scare the sin out of even the most hardened sinner. These aren't just some random doodles. From the 10th to the 13th centuries, these were the popular films of the day, copied and recopied. They went viral in a very medieval way. Now you might be wondering, what's the big deal? It's just a bunch of old books, right? Wrong. These manuscripts are a window into the medieval mind, a place where the apocalypse wasn't just a possibility. It was a Tuesday. The Vatican's got its holy hands on some of these treasures, and boy, are they keeping them under wraps. We're talking tighter security than Fort Knox. But why? What secrets are lurking in those psychedelic pages that the Church doesn't want us to see? Some scholars whisper about hidden codes, secret prophecies, or even evidence of ancient alien visitations. Others suggest these manuscripts reveal a version of Christianity far wilder and weirder than anything the modern church would approve of. And let's not forget the artistic angle. These Beatus books are a mashup of styles that shouldn't work, but somehow do, like putting Picasso, Dali, and a sugar-high 5-year-old in a room with a bunch of crayons. It's a cultural melting pot that tells us more about medieval Spain than 1,000 history books. Number 14. The Acts of Paul and Thecla. We're talking about the Acts of Paul and Thecla, a tale so wild it makes 50 Shades of Grey look like a children's bedtime story. Think of this. In the 2nd century, Thecla, a fierce rebel with a cause, enters the scene while most women are preoccupied with being seen rather than heard. After hearing Paul preach, this woman says to herself, "You know what? I'm going to ditch my fiancé, tell society to shove it, and follow this bald preacher guy." Talk about a midlife crisis. But here's where it gets juicy. Thecla's not just any follower, she's practically Paul's right-hand woman. She's preaching, she's baptizing, and she's doing all the things the big boys in Rome say women can't do. It's like a first-century feminist manifesto wrapped in a religious text. Now you might be thinking, so what? It's just another Bible story. Oh honey, you couldn't be more wrong. This tale is so hot, the church decided to keep it out of the official Bible. That's right. Thecla got the divine boot from the New Testament lineup. But why? Thecla's story is packed with more action than a Marvel movie. We're talking miraculous escapes from burning stakes, diving into pools of man-eating seals, yes, you heard that right, and even Thecla baptizing herself. It's like Wonder Woman meets the Da Vinci Code with a dash of Xena warrior princess thrown in for good measure. The Vatican's official line? Oh, it's just a nice story about a devoted follower, but let's get real. This text is dynamite. It suggests women were out there preaching, baptizing, and generally running the show in early Christianity. No wonder the church fathers were sweating under their robes.
Number 13. The Secret Book of John. All right, truth seekers, strap in because we're about to blow the lid off one of the Vatican's best-kept secrets. The Secret Book of John. This isn't your grandma's Bible study, it's the Da Vinci Code on steroids. Examine the following situation. A discovery of ancient texts buried in the desert was made by some Egyptian farmers in 1945. Among them, a mind-bending manuscript that makes the Book of Revelation look like a nursery rhyme. Welcome to the Secret Book of John, the ultimate cosmic tell-all that the church has been sweating bullets over for centuries. This isn't just some dusty old scroll. It could rewrite everything you thought you knew about Christianity. Imagine Jesus and John the Apostle having a cosmic heart-to-heart, spilling the beans on the nature of the universe. It's like overhearing God's therapy session. According to this secret book, the God we've all been praying to, yeah, he's not the top dog. There's a whole divine hierarchy up there with a transcendent God who's so beyond our comprehension, it makes your head spin. And that creator God from the Old Testament? It turns out he's more like a cosmic intern who seriously messed up the job. The Vatican's been playing whack-a-mole with this text for centuries, trying to keep it under wraps. Why? Because it flips the script on everything they've been preaching. Salvation through secret knowledge instead of faith. A flawed creator, God. It's like finding out your parents aren't really your parents on a cosmic scale. This Gnostic gospel is the ultimate insider's guide to the universe, offering a backstage pass to creation that would make Neil deGrasse Tyson jealous. It's got divine beings, cosmic drama, and enough plot twists to make M. Night Shyamalan say, "Now that's a twist." Number 12. The Final Apocalypse of James. The Final Apocalypse of James isn't your run-of-the-mill, end-of-the-world prediction, it's the VIP backstage pass to the cosmic mosh pit of Judgment Day. Forget everything you thought you knew about the apocalypse. This ancient text, allegedly penned by Jesus' own brother James, makes the Book of Revelation look like a Disney fairy tale. We're talking about a vision so wild, so out there, it makes Mad Max look like a Sunday picnic. Envision a hyperbolic version of cosmic chaos, where stars are engaged in cosmic pinball and planets are dancing. Who is our guide through this celestial maze, by the way? None other than James, the guy who grew up sharing a bunk bed with the Son of God himself. This isn't just some fire and brimstone scarefest. James is dropping knowledge bombs about the fate of humanity that would make even the most seasoned theologian's head spin. We're talking secret wisdom, divine revelations, and enough plot twists. Now, you might be wondering, if this is such hot stuff, why isn't it in the Bible? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because that's where the Vatican comes in. They've kept this text under wraps. But why? Some say it's because James paints a picture of the end times that doesn't quite jive with the official party line. Others whisper about hidden codes, secret prophecies, or even a cosmic battle plan that could shake the foundations of faith itself. But here's the kicker. This text isn't just some ancient curiosity, it's a window into the wild, woolly world of early Christianity, when the rules weren't set in stone and imagination ran wilder than a cat in a catnip factory. It's like finding the director's cut of the Bible, with all the scenes too hot for Sunday school left in. Number 11. The Book of Enoch. Deep within the annals of ancient text lies a manuscript that holds the key to mysteries beyond our earthly realm. This is the Book of Enoch, a profound work believed to have been penned between the 3rd century BCE and the 1st century CE. This apocalyptic masterpiece isn't just a mere book, it's a portal into a world of celestial secrets and divine revelations. Enoch, a figure from the Hebrew Bible known for his exceptional piety, is said to have received visions and insights that were transcribed into this enigmatic text. Divided into several sections, it unveils the tales of the Watchers, angelic beings who descended from heaven to intertwine with humanity, bringing forbidden knowledge and altering the course of history. Among its pages, the Book of Enoch delves into angelology, offering intricate details about the hierarchy and duties of celestial beings. It speaks of cosmic order and the cosmic journey undertaken by Enoch himself as he traverses realms beyond mortal comprehension. One of its most captivating aspects is the Book of Parables, which foretells the coming of a messianic figure, a theme that resonates deeply within both Jewish and Christian traditions, despite the book's exclusion from the canonical Bible. Its astronomical book provides a celestial map, detailing the movements of the heavens and offering insights into early astronomical beliefs. Enoch's dream visions and epistles further enrich the tapestry of this ancient manuscript, painting a vivid picture of a world where the boundaries between the earthly and divine blur into one. Despite its omission from mainstream religious texts, the Book of Enoch continues to exert a profound influence on spiritual thought and mysticism. Its discovery among the Dead Sea Scrolls in the mid-20th century sparked renewed interest, highlighting its enduring relevance and the depths of wisdom it holds. Number 10. The Magical King. In the annals of ancient history, there exists a figure whose wisdom transcended mortal bounds, yet whose legacy is shrouded in mystical intrigue: the legendary King Solomon. Beyond his renowned reign over ancient Israel, Solomon is deeply intertwined with mystical and magical traditions that continue to fascinate scholars and seekers alike. King Solomon's name resonates not only with biblical wisdom, but also with the esoteric realms of magic and mysticism. Central to his mystical lore is the Seal of Solomon, a potent symbol of magical authority and protection. This mystical emblem, according to medieval grimoires, bestowed upon Solomon the power to command spirits and demons, a testament to his mastery over the unseen forces of the universe. Among the texts attributed to Solomon is the Testament of Solomon, a fascinating account where the king employs his wisdom and divine insight to interrogate and control demons. This narrative not only underscores Solomon's role as a sage and a ruler, but also as a formidable magician wielding supernatural abilities. Solomon's influence extends far beyond biblical narratives. It permeates the intricate teachings of Kabbalah, where he is revered as a symbol of divine wisdom and the mystical quest for spiritual enlightenment. In Masonic traditions, Solomon is celebrated as an exemplar of architectural and metaphysical knowledge, symbolizing the union of spiritual and earthly realms. Moreover, in Sufi mysticism, Solomon is venerated for his deep understanding of the natural world and his ability to communicate with creatures and spirits, a testament to his universal appeal across diverse cultural and religious contexts. The legacy of King Solomon continues to captivate minds and inspire artistic interpretations, from literature to visual arts and even contemporary popular culture. His persona, blending historical reality with mythical prowess, serves as a timeless beacon of wisdom and magic. Number 9. The Gospel of Mary. Hidden within the depths of ancient texts lies a gospel that challenges the narratives of traditional Christianity: the enigmatic Gospel of Mary. Discovered amidst the sands of Egypt in the Nag Hammadi Library, this 2nd century manuscript offers a profound glimpse into early Christian beliefs, notably through the eyes of Mary Magdalene. Unlike the familiar accounts of the New Testament, the Gospel of Mary presents Mary Magdalene not just as a follower of Jesus, but as a central figure in early Christian spirituality, a beacon of profound wisdom and spiritual authority. This portrayal stands in stark contrast to her often marginalized role in canonical texts. At its core, the Gospel of Mary unveils esoteric teachings and mystical visions attributed to Jesus, emphasizing spiritual knowledge over mere historical narrative. It challenges traditional gender roles by elevating Mary Magdalene to a position of leadership and insight.
reflecting Gnostic themes that emphasize personal revelation and spiritual enlightenment. The text has sparked scholarly debates and investigations into its authenticity and significance within early Christian communities. Its discovery has illuminated the diversity of thought and belief in the formative years of Christianity, highlighting the existence of alternative interpretations and teachings that were once considered heretical. Beyond theological implications, the Gospel of Mary continues to resonate with contemporary discussions on gender and authority within religious contexts. It invites reflection on how historical narratives have shaped our understanding of early Christianity and the role of women in spiritual leadership. Mary Magdalene's portrayal in this gospel serves not only as a historical revelation, but also as a symbol of resilience and spiritual insight, a testament to the enduring power of ancient texts to challenge and inspire. Number 8. The Odes of Solomon. In the tapestry of early Christian writings, there exists a collection of hymns that echo with the whispers of ancient spirituality, the ethereal Odes of Solomon. Written in the 1st or 2nd century AD, these mystical hymns, although attributed to Solomon, are believed to have been crafted by early Christian communities seeking to express their profound faith and experiences. Unlike the canonical scriptures, the Odes of Solomon are not bound by historical narrative but soar through realms of poetic beauty and spiritual revelation. They weave together themes of divine love, redemption, and spiritual enlightenment, offering glimpses into the intimate, personal experiences of believers with the divine. At their heart, these odes celebrate a profound relationship with God, a relationship characterized by love that transcends earthly bounds and transforms the soul. They speak of a spiritual journey where the seeker is uplifted by the divine presence and guided towards inner peace and harmony. Rediscovered in the 19th century, the Odes of Solomon have stirred scholarly intrigue, shedding light on early Christian theology and spirituality outside the confines of the New Testament canon. Their poetic and mystical style invites contemplation and reflection, resonating with readers across centuries who seek a deeper understanding of faith and devotion. The odes emphasize the transformative power of divine love, a theme that remains timeless and universal in its appeal. They paint a vivid portrait of early Christian communities grappling with persecution and uncertainty, yet finding solace and strength in their unwavering belief in God's grace and guidance. These antiquated hymns, which provide insight into the varied tapestry of beliefs and experiences that shaped the early church, still influence Christian thought and worship today. They serve as a reminder of the spiritual expression's eternal power and the pursuit of divine communion. Number 7. Shepherd of Hermas. A manuscript known as the Shepherd of Hermas whispers secrets long since forgotten in the realm of old Christian writings. This work, which is said to have been written by Hermas of Rome in the 1st or 2nd century CE, combines parables, visions, and moral lessons to shed light on the concerns and goals of the early Christians. Unlike the canonical scriptures, the Shepherd of Hermas dives deep into themes of repentance, forgiveness, and moral conduct. It serves as a spiritual guidepost urging believers towards a life of piety and ethical living amidst the challenges of sin and temptation. At its core, the text embodies a call for personal transformation and spiritual growth. Through Hermas's visions and encounters, it paints a vivid portrait of early Christian communities grappling with moral dilemmas and striving for spiritual purity. Interestingly, despite its profound impact on early Christian thought, the Shepherd of Hermas did not find its place within the New Testament canon. Nevertheless, its influence persisted among some early Christian circles, reflecting its perceived importance in shaping beliefs about church discipline and moral accountability. Rediscovered fragments and manuscripts of the Shepherd of Hermas have fueled scholarly debates and interpretations, shedding light on the diverse theological landscape of early Christianity. Its exclusion from the canon raises questions about the criteria used to select sacred texts and the complexities of defining orthodoxy in a formative era of Christian history. Number 6. Epistle of Barnabas. The enigmatic Epistle of Barnabas lurks in the shadows of early Christian literature, challenging conventional interpretations. Penned in the late 1st or early 2nd century AD, this text delves into profound themes of Jewish law, Christian ethics, and the mysteries of the end times. This epistle is credited to Barnabas, a friend of the Apostle Paul, but it was actually written by an unidentified early Christian. It daringly reinterprets the laws of the Old Testament as symbolic foreshadowings of the return of Christ, providing spiritual insights into how Christianity has changed over time. At its core, the Epistle of Barnabas serves not only as a theological treatise, but also as a practical guide for early Christian ethics. It provides moral guidance and ethical principles aimed at nurturing a community grounded in faith and virtue amidst societal challenges. Despite its exclusion from the New Testament canon, the epistle has left an indelible mark on Christian thought. Its reinterpretation of Jewish scriptures underscores a transformative shift in theological perspective, influencing subsequent generations of Christian theologians and scholars. Modern scholarship continues to unravel the epistle's historical context and theological significance, shedding light on its role in shaping early Christian identity and practice. Its teachings on ethical conduct and eschatological beliefs resonate with contemporary discussions on faith and societal values. New research into the theological significance and ongoing applicability of the Epistle of Barnabas has been spurred by the discovery of manuscripts and fragments of the letter. Number 5. Sodom and Gomorrah. The eerie story of Sodom and Gomorrah is tucked away in the archives of biblical legend as a tale of divine vengeance. Because of their unparalleled wickedness, these ancient cities, immortalized in the book of Genesis, have come to be associated with divine judgment and catastrophic destruction. According to the narrative, God's decision to obliterate Sodom and Gomorrah stemmed from their profound moral decay and flagrant disregard for righteousness. The cities, depicted as dens of vice and depravity, failed a critical test of virtue when God sought to find even a handful of righteous souls to spare them from impending doom. Lot, a righteous man, and his family were the sole survivors of this cataclysmic event, narrowly escaping the wrath unleashed upon the sinful cities. The story serves as a stark moral lesson, illustrating the consequences of extreme wickedness, inhospitality, and societal injustice, an enduring cautionary tale echoed through the ages. The historicity of Sodom and Gomorrah remains a subject of scholarly debate. While some contend they were real settlements, possibly affected by natural disasters like earthquakes or volcanic eruptions, others view them primarily as allegorical representations of moral decay and divine justice in ancient storytelling. Beyond religious discourse, the narrative of Sodom and Gomorrah has permeated literature, art, and popular culture, resonating as a symbol of divine judgment and ethical failure. Its imagery of destruction and moral downfall continues to captivate imaginations and provoke contemplation on the timeless themes of justice, mercy, and human frailty. The legacy of Sodom and Gomorrah endures as a potent reminder of the consequences of unchecked vice and societal corruption, a testament to the enduring power of biblical narratives to illuminate the human condition and provoke introspection. Number 4. Crucifixion photo. The elusive crucifixion photo of Jesus is located in the Vatican's hallowed halls, marking a significant intersection of art and faith. From early Christian depictions of Jesus' crucifixion to Renaissance and Baroque interpretations, the Vatican holds a wide range of artistic masterpieces from various centuries. These carefully chosen and conserved pieces of art represent the changing spiritual and cultural viewpoints on the crucifixion, offering windows into various theological eras. They portray Jesus' physical suffering as well as the significant theological ramifications of his atonement for humankind. Although there are no historical photos of the crucifixion, modern artists use digital and photographic media to reimagine this hallowed subject. The viewers are encouraged to consider the eternal significance of Jesus' final sacrifice in light of the current worldview, which is frequently thought-provoking and reflective. Beyond its role as mere art, the Vatican's commitment to preserving these masterpieces through conservation efforts and digital archives underscores their enduring value in shaping religious discourse and historical understanding. These initiatives ensure that future generations can continue to engage with and interpret the spiritual and cultural legacy of the crucifixion. The crucifixion remains a pivotal symbol within Christian theology, representing the pinnacle of divine love and redemption. The Vatican's stewardship of its art collection not only honors this sacred narrative, but also fosters ongoing dialogues about faith, artistry, and the human condition.
Number 3. Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene, a mysterious figure whose tale endures centuries of misunderstanding and interpretation, is one of the most enduring figures in Christian tradition. In the New Testament, Mary Magdalene is revered as a devoted disciple of Jesus Christ who saw important events like his crucifixion and resurrection. In historical retellings, Mary Magdalene has often been overshadowed by a misleading portrayal as a repentant prostitute, a characterization that emerged during the Middle Ages and obscured her true role among Jesus' disciples. However, contemporary scholarship and feminist perspectives strive to reclaim her rightful place as a significant leader and close confidant within the early Christian movement. The Vatican's extensive collection of art and iconography reflects the evolving image of Mary Magdalene, showcasing her journey from misunderstood figure to revered disciple. These representations, spanning centuries, serve as windows into shifting cultural attitudes and theological interpretations surrounding her legacy. Modern discussions surrounding Mary Magdalene aim to restore her prominence and accurately recognize her contributions to early Christianity. They emphasize her role not only as a witness to pivotal events, but also as a bearer of profound spiritual insights and teachings, an advocate for love, compassion, and spiritual liberation. Beyond her historical significance, Mary Magdalene remains a symbol of empowerment and resilience, challenging traditional narratives and inspiring contemporary movements seeking gender equality and religious inclusivity. Number 2. Jonah the Fish. In the ancient tapestry of biblical tales, one story stands out, a tale of defiance, divine intervention, and redemption. This is the story of Jonah and the fish, immortalized in the Old Testament's book of Jonah. Jonah, a prophet tasked by God to deliver a message of repentance to the city of Nineveh, initially rebels against this divine command. While fleeing on a ship, Jonah encounters a tempestuous storm that threatens the vessel and its crew. Recognizing Jonah as the cause, the sailors reluctantly cast him overboard, where he was swallowed by a great fish. For 3 days and nights, Jonah languishes in the belly of the fish, a period of introspection and repentance. It is here that he acknowledges his disobedience and cries out to God for forgiveness. Miraculously, the fish spits Jonah onto dry land, granting him a second chance to fulfill his prophetic mission. Jonah heeds God's call and journeys to Nineveh, delivering a message of impending judgment. To his surprise, the people of Nineveh, from the king to the lowest citizen, heed his warning, repenting sincerely and seeking divine mercy. God, moved by their repentance, shows compassion and spares the city from destruction. This narrative of Jonah and the fish encapsulates profound themes of obedience, divine mercy, and the universality of God's forgiveness. It serves as a timeless reminder that no one is beyond redemption and that God's grace extends to all who seek it. Throughout history, the story of Jonah has influenced religious teachings, literature, and popular culture, resonating as a symbol of hope and transformation. It continues to inspire contemplation on themes of human frailty, divine providence, and the enduring power of repentance.
Number 1. Virgin Mary Milk Powder. The Virgin Mary Milk Powder is a contentious product that has sparked controversy and dismay in the area where faith and commerce collide. This business endeavor appropriates the Virgin Mary's image and symbolism to promote milk powder, a common product. This marketing strategy has not been without controversy. Critics argue that using religious icons for commercial gain undermines the sacredness of religious symbols and shows a lack of respect for deeply held beliefs. The Virgin Mary, a revered figure in Christianity, holds profound spiritual significance for millions worldwide, making the commercialization of her image a particularly sensitive issue. Beyond the immediate concerns of religious respect, the Virgin Mary milk powder raises broader questions about the intersection of religion and consumer culture. It prompts us to consider the ethical implications of leveraging religious imagery to sell everyday products. How do we balance the freedom of commerce with the need to uphold religious reverence and cultural sensitivity? The debates surrounding this product are part of larger ongoing discussions about the commodification of faith and the boundaries that should govern the use of religious symbols in marketing. They highlight the complexities of navigating between commercial interests and religious sensitivities in a diverse and interconnected world. This controversy underscores the importance of thoughtful consideration and respect when engaging with religious symbolism in any context, particularly in the marketplace. It challenges us to reflect on the values we uphold as a society and the impact of our actions on beliefs and communities. We are coming to an end here today. Thanks for watching, and for such top listing videos, subscribe to our channel.